I've never been one to believe in curses, but there's something about my hometown that feels like it's marked by tragedy. It's a quiet place, the kind where kids play in cul-de-sacs and neighbors chat over fences. But just 2 minutes from my childhood home, down a stretch of highway I've driven 1,000 times, something happened that still makes my skin crawl. And this is the story of Judy Kirby, a woman who turned a birthday outing into a nightmare. And how it eerily mirrors another horror I learned about later, the case of Diane Schuler. Both women, both driving the wrong way with kids in their cars, both leaving 1,000 times, that feel of devastation. I was close enough to hear the sirens that day, and even now, your name, and this is the story of Judy Kirby, a woman who turned a birthday outing into a nightmare. It was a sunny Saturday, the kind that makes you think spring's finally here. I was 16, shooting hoops in my driveway, the world feeling normal. My mom was inside, listening to the scanner. Dad was a volunteer firefighter, so it was always on. Around noon, I heard her mutter something about Judy Kirby, a name I vaguely knew. She lived in a faded yellow house nearby, a mom of 10 who always seemed stretched thin. I'd seen her at the gas station once, her blonde hair wild, eyes hollow, like she was carrying a weight nobody could see. Mom said Judy had been hospitalized for depression after her youngest was born, 5 months earlier, that she'd left early against doctor's advice. There were rumors too, whispers of drug deals, a messy breakup with her ex-husband's brother, cops sniffing around. I didn't think much of it. Small towns love their gossip. But that day the air felt wrong. Judy's nephew Jeremy was turning 10. I remember seeing red and blue balloons tied to his mom's mailbox, cheerful against the graying dusk. Judy picked him up from her sister's place in Acton, along with 3 of her own kids. Jordan, 12, Joni, 9, and Jacob, 5. She said they were going to Toys R Us in Greenwood for a birthday gift. I can picture them piling into her birthday gift. I can picture them piling into her beat-up 1989 Pontiac Firebird. The kids probably giggling, oblivious to the storm inside Judy's head. Her sister, Janetta, followed in another car, but somewhere along the way, they got separated. Judy's car vanished. I keep imagining what those kids saw. Jeremy clutching a candy bar from a gas station stop. The others chattering about. I was still outside when the siren started. A single wail at first, then a chorus that made my stomach drop. It wasn't just 1 or 2, there were too many, too urgent. I ran inside and Mom was glued to the scanner, her face pale. Car going the wrong way on end. 67, the dispatcher said, voice tight. High speed, southbound lanes, heading north. My heart thudded. That was a highway, the one I'd learned to drive on. The scanner crackled with updates, multiple callers, weaving through traffic, no stopping. I pictured a car barreling against the flow, headlights glaring into oncoming drivers. Why wouldn't they stop? The dispatcher's voice cut through again, collision reported. Head on. Requesting all units. The silence, the details trickled in over hours, then days, each one more gut-wrenching than the last. Judy had driven nearly 2 miles the wrong way, hitting speeds of 100 mph, passing turnarounds and wrong way signs without slowing. Witnesses said she looked pin straight, like she was locked in a trance. One saw a small boy, maybe Jeremy, bracing himself against the dashboard, his hands outstretched, terrified. At 4:07 p.m., her Pontiac slammed into a van driven by Thomas Reel, a 40-year-old dad taking his kids, Bradley, 13, and Jessica, 14, home from a church youth event. The crash was apocalyptic, metal twisted, glass everywhere, a horrific explosion, one witness called it. So did Thomas, and his 2 kids in Judy's car died. So did Thomas, and the town was shattered. Memorial crosses sprouted along end. 61, 7 of them stark against the grass. At the vigil, I stood at the back, feeling like I didn't belong. Judy's sister was there, sobbing, blaming herself for letting the kids go. The police said Judy was trying to kill herself, driven to the edge by depression, the breakup, and fear of a drug bust. She told a friend she couldn't take it anymore. The prosecutor's case was brutal, 87 seconds of silence in court to show how long Judy had to turn back. She was sentenced to 215 years for 7 counts of murder. But it's the similarities to Diane Schuler's case that chill me most. In OT 2009, Diane drove the wrong way on the Taconic Parkway, drunk and high on marijuana. with fire. What keeps me up at night isn't just the crash, it's the unexplainable. A week later, I biked past Judy's house, drawn by some morbid need to see it. The windows were dark, the yard a mess, but I swear I heard laughter, like kids playing. I froze, my bike nearly tipping over. The sound stopped, but I felt eyes on me, heavy and cold. I pedaled home, heart pounding. Neighbors started talking, giggles in the night, shadows in Judy's windows, a boy with a red balloon by the mailbox who vanished when you looked twice. Diane's case had eerie echoes too. Witnesses saw her driving pin straight at 70 Miffa, no swerving, like she was possessed. Her niece called her dad, saying, "There's something wrong with Aunt Diane," before the line went dead. I still drive that highway, and every time I check my mirrors, half expecting to see headlights coming the wrong way. I see those crosses in my mind, and sometimes, late at night, I hear that laughter again, faint and far away. Judy's in prison, Diane's gone, but the questions linger. Were they just broken women, or did something darker take the wheel? I think about the case. Jeremy, Jordan, Joni, Jacob, and Diane's passengers. Emma, Allison, Kate, Erin, whose lives ended in those 90 seconds of terror. I wonder what they saw in their final moments. This town, this highway, it's never felt the same. Have you ever felt like a place was haunted by its past? Maybe you've seen something unexplainable.